there is a parent figure that is calling you lazy, calling you you're not good enough, calling you you're ugly and bad. And there is in my life a parent figure calling me you're not good enough, you're lazy, you don't deserve this, what are you doing? Do you know who that is? Do you know who's haunting us? That's you. You're gonna be sitting there like, what do you mean? You said parent figure. Yeah. Do you know inner child? Inner child, as I'm understanding it, is when we get hurt or unfulfilled as a child, that child self remains in our heart as a trauma or something like that. So you see a video of grandpa receiving like gummy toy and he's like so happy and he suddenly acts like a child and so happy. And people talk about inner child a lot of times when we are in therapy or when we're talking about spiritual inner work, but no one's telling us who's the parents of that child. I'm not talking about the dictionary term, like what is inner child in an accurate way. I'm just here to provide some of the theory that I have that helps me a lot. Some of the understanding that I have that helps me a lot. Some of the concept that I have thought about and helps me a lot. And that the concept is, if we have an inner child in our heart, that must mean we are the parents of that inner child. We all read a book, we all watched a video about how to heal your inner child, treat your inner child, or take your inner child on a date, on a play date or something like that, but it didn't really hit me until I realized I should parent that inner child. Let's say I spilled a cup of water and I say like, oh, why did I do that? It's so dumb. You need to realize that is not appropriate to say that to a child. Imagine a child spilled a cup of water and then you go like, you are so dumb. The child is gonna get mad or sad or get quiet. We always talk like this and then we are confused when we are always anxious. We are always stressed. We don't know where that anxious feeling came from. I didn't know where that anxious feeling came from. But then I remembered I parent my inner child so damn strict. And for what? And then as I thinking about this parent concept, my mind made the image of my inner child. My inner child has a long brown hair, like this color, pastel yellow dress with some white ribbons on them. And she's usually on a trampoline, especially after I drink coffee or especially when I'm running late, when my heart is beating fast. Sometimes I imagine that child image first, and sometimes I realize I'm being anxious or my heart is beating fast, I'm rushed or something like that. And then I realize I can use this image to calm me down or like just make sense to some things. Make an image of your inner child. Maybe your inner child always brings a stuffed animal. Just close your eyes and make an avatar or something like that. And then when you get angry at yourself or when you get frustrated by yourself, imagine you're doing that to your child. Now, I'm not going to call it an inner child. I'm going to call it your child. Literally. It is your child now. Because most of you are almost a grown-up adult or you are an adult when you're understanding inner child, or like if you are a child, your inner child wouldn't be called inner child because you are a child. Inner child is our child, so we shouldn't do anything that we wouldn't do to other child, my child. When I'm really anxious, when I don't know what to do, and I'm on the edge of being really frustrated or get angry, get mad at myself, I imagine my inner child jumping up and down on a trampoline, just going ham on that thing. I'm standing next to her out of the trampoline, watching her, and imagine what should I say to her to make it stop. Usually when I get anxious and I feel like I cannot do anything done, I talk to myself like, God, would you stop it? I don't even know why you are doing that. We don't have any problem. I don't know why you're so anxious. Can you fucking just stop it? I cannot do anything. Imagine you're telling that to your child jumping up and down on a trampoline. You just go there, talk to that girl. Would you just freaking stop it? I cannot do anything because of you. I imagine my inner child would just stop and crying right there. I wouldn't want to do that to my child. No, would you? I wouldn't even do that to my dog. My dog is literally my baby. I wouldn't yell at my dog. So what I do is, in my mind, I go up to her. I go on a trampoline. I ask some questions. Are you having fun? How are you feeling? And then I'll just calmly talk to her. See, I'm gonna explain like in an easy way that 5-year-old understand. See, I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to take a call. If you keep jumping down, like I'm gonna be so, distracted. And I swear, I promise I'm gonna play with you later. You can do that, but maybe you can play with your teddy bear for a while. And then I'm gonna get back at you. And then when she comes down, I'll get back at her and then say, you did such a good job. Like, what would you want to do? What would you want to eat? And then I'm gonna make something that she wanted to eat. For me, be gentle to yourself. Love yourself. Be easy. Go easy on yourself. Never really worked. I'm a type A. I was teacher's pet for 10 years. Like the older years I was in school, I was more close to the teachers. I was always in the front row. I never did anything wrong. And that's why I had a lot of bottled up emotions. My inner child was holding on all the bottles. So heavy. Don't know what to do with that. So when I hear go easy on yourself, what I hear is just be lazy for the rest of your life. And I'm like, hell nah, I'm not gonna be lazy. I have limited time here. I have things to do. I have so much things to do. I cannot afford to love myself. Be easy on yourself. No, I'm not gonna be a lazy adult. But all I was doing was I was abusing my child. I was abusing it. When I had some problem with my body image and my eating habits, I'm not gonna go too deep on that, but recently I had this day that I would just look at the mirror and think to myself like, God, I'm so bloated. Did I gain weight? Or what did I eat yesterday? And then I reminded myself, would you say that to the girl who's wearing pasta yellow dress? No. What kind of sane adults will say that things to the child? I know there's an adult who say things like, are you gonna eat that? You must be so hungry. Do you know how much calorie is in that hot dog? Or something like that. I know it. There's some people just say that thing, record that thing, and then upload it onto the internet. I cannot really do anything about it, but you know what's gonna happen. Everyone knows that's wrong. I know that's wrong. Whenever I eat, I'm thinking myself like, is it good for you? Or like, do you really need to eat that? Or something like that. It makes me more stressed. And why? Because you're telling that to your inner child. Is it right? Like, you shouldn't say anything that you wouldn't say to 5 years old. I'm not saying you should baby talk to yourself out in the public. I know that's gonna sounds insane. I'm just saying, even only when you're talking to yourself, don't say something you wouldn't say to 5 years old to yourself in your head. Because what's crazy about that is, even though we don't imagine, let's say you don't believe you have child in your head or something like that, you wouldn't say that destructive thing that you say to yourself in your head out in the public to other people anyway. You wouldn't say, gosh, you have gained weight, gosh, you're so lazy. You wouldn't say that to your friend, even other friend. Then why are you saying that to yourself? Don't say you're saying that to yourself. Imagine you're saying that to your child. And as a type A person, like I said before, be easy, whatever, it sounds all lazy to me. But when I imagine myself being a parent, I say I gave myself a mission to be a best parent ever. To be a better parent. Parent her like I would have been wanted to be parented, you know. I say things I would have wanted to hear from my mom. I treat her like I would have wanted to get treated from my dad. You know what's wrong. Someone's saying a little thing, you see the little sign that they're being abusive to their child, and then you go to the comment section and you shouldn't say that to your child. That's a child abuse. Don't do that things to your inner log, to your inner child. You're making it worse. Just don't and see what happens. Doesn't mean you should be lazy. No, you should work. You should work to be a parent. In my type A brain, it works better that way. I wouldn't yell at 5 years old taking a nap because she's tired. So I don't say I'm a shitty person because I'm tired at 2 p.m. I don't say that you're bloated to 5 years old. So I don't say that to me. What that child can do at that point, the water is already spilled. Her belly is already bloated. She is already tired. She is hungry. Like what can she do? Like nothing. So why are you beating your child when there's no way the child can prevent that thing? Even if you see how you would have prevented thing, they didn't. They cannot fix it right now. So what are you gonna do? You just remind them really gently. Oh, so see, because you watched TikTok for 3 hours last night, that's why you wanna take a nap. You can take a nap, but maybe tonight we shouldn't watch that much TikTok. Mom, but I want to watch your TikTok. Okay, you can watch some TikToks. Maybe we can try watch 10 minutes less than last night. It's gonna be so exciting when you don't have to take a nap and you're all grown up. Talk to them like that in your head. No one's gonna know. It's the same as when you're beating yourself up in your head, no one's gonna know. That's why you're beating yourself up in your head, because you're doing that out in the public. People's gonna think that you have such a low self-esteem, which you are, and you are so anxious, which you are. And that's why you are anxious, because you keep beating yourself up. Imagine having such a strict parent and you cannot go out in anywhere, you cannot get a B. What are you gonna do? What is that child gonna feel? They're gonna feel anxious, and they're gonna find some other way that their parents won't know. So the situation is getting complicated. It's not getting solved. They're not trying to do anything different. They're just trying to prevent the arguing. We're not different. If anything, childs are more intuitive. Childs are more honest. You have that in your heart. Why don't you just work with them? How they look like? What clothes would they wear? What kind of item they like? What kind of food they like? You know it better because you was that child at one point, and you are the child part of it right now. And when you feel uncomfortable for whatever reason, just imagine and see what that child is doing. when I drink too many coffee, when I'm rushing to somewhere, my child is jumping up and down on trampoline. When I cannot do anything that I wanted to do in a way, my child is in a corner crying. What would you do if you see those child in front of your eyes? Do that. What they want to do now, do it and see what happens. No one's gonna know. You don't have to be embarrassed. Who's gonna treat you like a baby except you? And you deserve it, because when you were a baby, when you were a child, you didn't get what you deserved. That's why you have that child. That's why you learned the term about inner child and inner child healing, because you had problem when you were a child. Most of the mental health stems from that child state, whatever. And why are you still abusing your inner child? You're not getting any better. I'm not saying you should ditch your medicines or your doctors, no. Whether you're doing all the things or not, just try. Just try to acknowledge the child. Don't say that's inner child. Say it's your child. It's your child and you're a parent. Try to parent them. Try to parent them in a gentle way. Try some gentle parenting and see how you feel. I did it and I feel so much better. I understand me so much better. Maybe sometimes it's easy to separate some part of ourselves as a different being, to see it more clearly and treat them more properly. Everything you're thinking to yourself in your head, the child is always hearing. Even you're thinking about that horrible person you saw in the news and you're cursing, your child is hearing. That's why you are anxious. That's why I was anxious for no reason. Don't say things that you wouldn't say that to 5 years old to yourself. You already got so many traumas as a child. Don't have to abuse your child. Even now. Oh, the poor child is going through so much. Treat your child. Parent them so good that you're gonna be proud. Be proud parents. I tried this for a few days. I feel so much better. I feel like when I'm anxious, I don't feel like I'm a loser. I don't feel like I am wrong. I feel like I need someone to hug me, or I need someone to calm me down. I don't really need that real person. I can do it in my imagination, in my head. I go up to the girl, I hug her. You shouldn't have drink that much coffee, right? I'm so sorry. I'll try better next time. I even do, can we smell the flower? And blow the candle with her. And it was great. Be a parent. Try it. It feels so much better and you don't feel like you're being lazy because you're doing your job. I'm doing the parent's job and I'm doing so good. And my child is so happy because my mom is finally seeing me and finally treating me well. Maybe that is what you needed. Because that was what I needed this past day. That's what I wanted to share. And let me know what your child's outfit is. What your child's personality is. What your child's favorite thing is. I'm curious. I don't know why she's wearing pastel yellow dress. My favorite color is pastel blue. Maybe my favorite color as a child was yellow. I thought it was pink, but maybe not. I'm trying to free myself and we're gonna do it together. I think we can do it. I think we really can do it. When I have another concept coming into my head, I'll talk to you soon. Meanwhile, remember you're the parent. Treat your child better. Okay, love you. Bye.